Welcome back to part two of the Alamandia display. Once I had completed the Alamandia display, I realized that I always wanted a Speedway when I was a kid, and I never had one. So I decided to go out and buy a Speedway that was an HO size Speedway. So in order for me to add that to Alamandia, I had to get another sheet of plywood. So I extended Alamandia right along this line right here, and was able to lay the track out and then start filling in the things that I wanted to fill in. As you can see, I have a lot of Hot Wheel cars. I had a lot of Hot Wheel cars to begin with, and I love the vintage Hot Wheels. So I thought it'd be cool to have a car show going on while the races were on. So in the center, I put all these little vintage cars that I appreciate from my childhood and from my teenage years, and I bought the different kits. You can see along the speedway all of the teams, the different teams, speedway teams or race car teams that get the cars ready for the race. So I created that scene, and I really enjoyed that. The other thing I needed a lot of spectators, so I got some 3D printed bleachers, and I started filling them in with people, and I realized, you know what? It's going to take a lot of, there are over 100 people here, and there's still a lot of space. So to create a crowd like this, it takes a lot of seated people. So anyway, and as a couple of things I wanted to point out. I didn't want this speedway open to the public. I wanted them to have to come through a gate. So I needed a fence around it. So how do I create a fence? And based on my experience with the chicken coop, I took some old screen that I had replaced the screen on in my house, and I cut 1-inch strips. So I started putting in finishing nails every so many inches. I forget now. And then I took that strip of screen, and I ran a bead of hot glue, and I just stuck it to every fence post all the way around the track itself, the speedway itself. I also said there is a local speedway here that I attend, and when I realized that they do have a safety fence in front of the stands. Excuse me. So I needed to create this safety fence. So what I did was I took some hangers, and I cut these and bent them over just like it is at the raceway. And I got that old screen, and I did the same thing, a bead of hot glue, and put the screen along here to create the safety fence for the spectators. I had a little small speedway set that I didn't know what to do with. And I said, you know what? Let me put a place for the kids to go while their parents are enjoying the speedway, a little kiddie park, if you will. And so that's what I created here with these little miniature miniature race cars. You can see people are in line here waiting to get in. And then remember, because they're people, they have to have porta potties. So I got some 3D printed porta potties and lined them up here. I got some people going in and out of them, and they need refreshments. So I bought this little building at a train show, a used building, and you can buy cheeseburgers and hamburgers there. Some food court, some food wagons here, and some 3D printed picnic tables. There's one right there. So when I added this, I fulfilled a childhood dream of having a speedway, and it was a lot of fun to do. Uh, so that's part two of Alamandia, and we'll talk about the trains here in part three. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to click notifications so you can be up to date on my videos. Thank you.